Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ben and Tam back with another banger video. Today we're doing a UFC MMA UFC 298 predictions, baby. I know I said UFC and MMA, but it is mixed martial arts at the end of the day, and I think this card is actually a very good card. I'm very excited for it. So let's get straight into the prediction, shall we? All right, so we're gonna only do the main card because yeah, I might do the prelims and other predictions videos. It's just you guys just gotta let me know in the comments if you guys are cool with that. Because I do plan on doing the prelims at some point, like prelim predictions, especially for UFC 300 for sure. I'm going to hit all of them because it looks like there are going to be some crazy fights in the prelims for UFC 300. But yeah, let's get into the first fight of the main card for UFC 298, which is in Anaheim, I believe, Anaheim, California. So that you already know what that means. That boy Joe Rogan's going to be on commentary. Yes, sir. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. Big up Joe Rogan in the chat. So first fight we have Anthony Hernandez versus Roman. I'm not gonna say his last name because I don't want to mispronunciate it horribly bad because I probably will. But I do believe Anthony Hernandez will take this fight. If I had to say a way he'll take it, I'll probably say round 2 stoppage. I think round 2 TKO or round 2 KO. I think Anthony Hernandez. I've seen like 2 of his fights. He looks pretty good. He's a really good fighter. I think Roman's also a good fighter, but I just have the edge out right there to Anthony Hernandez, and I think he will edge out this fight against Roman. Would I be surprised if it goes the other way? No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. But I got Anthony Hernandez taking this one. Round 2, TKO/KO. It just depends. But yeah, Anthony Hernandez taking that one. Next fight, we have Merab versus Henry Cejudo. Who do you guys have winning that fight? Because I have seen a lot of people go back and forth on this one. I think it's pretty cut and clear for me. I have Merab winning this fight, and I'll tell you guys why. I feel like Henry Cejudo is already 1 foot out the door, in my opinion. And I say this in the sense, I think his career is coming to a close. I think he realizes that. I seen an interview where, it just seems like Cejudo's going to give it his all. But I feel like Merab is just, both of them at the point in their careers right now, I think Merab is just doing way better. And I think Merab is going to have a dominant victory over Cejudo, in my opinion. And I for sure could see a round 3. Well, just not round 3, but just a unanimous decision victory for Merab. Would I be surprised if Cejudo maybe steals a split decision? No, but I just don't see it happening. I just really don't. So yeah, give me Merab winning this by unanimous decision, and I think Henry Cejudo will probably be either going into retirement or maybe one more fight in him. Who knows? But I already think he has 1 foot out the door if you ask me when it comes to his career. Next fight, we have Jeff Neal versus Ian Garry, and you know what? I think this fight, I know it was about to happen. I think it was UFC 296 or 295. Ian Garry pulled out because I think he had pneumonia or something. But, man, I think this fight's going to be good. Who do I think wins this? I think it's pretty simple in my eyes. I think Ian Garry wins this. I don't think he will lose. If he loses, that would actually be crazy. In the way he wins, man, I would have to say he stops him. I would have to say, right? I mean, would I be surprised if he wins by unanimous decision? No, because I think he could possibly win. But I say he stops Jeff Neal. I think he stops him maybe in the 3rd round. I say a round 3 stoppage. Ian Garry wins and defeats Jeff Neal, to be honest. I think that's the most played out scenario in my head. I think a round 3 stoppage for Ian Garry. So yeah, I know Sean Strickland be trolling Ian Garry, and it'd be funny, but at the end of the day, he's a very talented fighter. No doubt about that. Let's move on to our next fight. We have the co-main. We have Robert Whitaker versus Paulo Costa. Robert Whitaker, I'm pretty sure he lost to Dracus in his last fight. And he looked pretty ass, to be honest. He looked pretty ass in his last fight. And I don't remember Paulo's last fight. But I just know these guys are going to be in a collision course right here. It's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be electric. I think this is going to be one of the best fights of the year. I'm calling it right now.
Take it easy, man. Cool your beans, bro.
I think Whitaker and Costa are going to give it their all. Who do I think wins this one? I think the underdog's going to win this one. I think Paulo Costa is going to win this one. I think it will most likely be a TKO stoppage win for him. I think he stops Whitaker. I feel like Whitaker's just taking a downward trajectory right now in his career. I say this, and what if he just straight up goes crazy against Paulo Costa? I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I would be surprised. I really would be surprised. I don't even know. Yeah, no, I would be surprised. I have Paulo Costa winning by TKO stoppage. What round? I think round 3. Round 3, TKO stoppage. I think Paulo Costa is going to beat the bricks off of Robert Whitaker, and I for sure see Paulo Costa winning this fight. So let's move on to the main event now. We have Alex Volkanovski defending his title against Ilia Topuria. And yeah, I don't know. I've seen Ilia Topuria do interviews where he's already looking for a challenger. He already thinks in his mind this title fight is a secured win for him. He already knows he's going to win in his eyes. And I like the level of confidence, but I feel like it might get into his head a little bit. And I don't like that. I really don't like that. I feel like he's kind of underestimating Alex Volkanovski. I know he had that little shaky performance, stepped in like a week notice, I'm pretty sure, against Islam. And it was just not a smart thing to do. But regardless, I think it's going to be a tough fight for Ilya. But I think at the same time, it could also get complicated for Volkanovski. I know it's for the title. Man, I've been going back and forth over like a decision, like a victory right here for either or. But if I had to choose one to win this fight and stay as champion, well, I kind of just admitted it. I think Volkanovski's winning this one. I think it's going to go to 5 rounds. I think they're going to duel it out for 5 rounds. No doubt about that. But I think Volkanovski wins a split decision victory against Ilia Topuria. And I think they'll rematch at some point later on this year. But I think Ilia Topuria is kind of like underestimating a little bit Volkanovski's capability. And I feel like a Volkanovski that stays active, man, you don't want to mess with that guy. You do not want to mess with that guy. And I'm not going to doubt him. I'm not going to doubt him on this one. I know he lost to Islam in his last pay-per-view fight. But I don't think he's losing this one. I think he's going out to prove something that, that kick that he took, basically losing that fight to Islam was a fluke. And he's going to be back and better than ever. I think Volkanovski is going to show a very tactical fight against Ilya. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ilya wins by split decision. I'll say that. I know I keep saying, flip it around because I have cases for either or fighter. But this one specifically, I wouldn't be surprised if Topuria flips it around and makes it a split decision victory for himself. But I'm going to stick with Volkanovski winning this fight and retaining his belt. Let me know what you guys think about UFC 298. Are you guys hyped for the card? Me personally, I am 100% hyped for the card. I think it's going to be a great card, a lot of good fights. And yeah, can't wait to watch it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a watch party, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let me know who you guys got winning and who's going to be your quote-unquote upset. That's your question of the day right there. Who's going to be an upset fight, in your opinion, that a fighter could, as the underdog, could win? But yeah, let me know. And other than that, it's been your boy Ben, and I'll catch you guys on the Flippity Flip, boys.